from the SCP stream. They were there for like a day or two, and then they never showed up again.
All right, I started up the stream again. Let's see if the chat's still alive.
I'm just gonna get a drink before we start.
All right. Actually, I might want to do that too, even though I started it. All right, we're officially back. All right, we just went to refresh ourselves a little bit. All right, there's everybody. All right, cool. Let me just take a quick drink real quick, and then I'll come back into the game.
All right, what's going on?
I just I just got back myself, so I was like, oh, I better start talking to let us know.
Oh, the quality just reset itself on my stream. It's like 360p or whatever.
All right, let me know if it goes back to normal.
Oh, hey, Charvion's here.
Jarvion, are you having trouble sleeping too?
Oh, that's right. How is your sleep schedule, Charvion? Has it changed again? I think he said he was going to bed at like 1 p.m. the other day, so I want to know what it is now.
Well, that's not bad. Go
Going
ahead and
to
start
bed
the
at 1
game up.
p.m.'s not bad?
I've done that before.
It's only like the complete opposite of when you should be going to bed, but all right if you say so.
All right, let's get into this game and see if I even remember how to play this. 11:55. Okay. That's not bad though.
That's the same time it is for me.
Yeah, it's slightly different than mine, but that's cool. So this is 7 Days to Die. It's a zombie survivor horror game, basically. Technically, you are, unless you play with multiple people, are a lone survivor who like finds himself. How do I explain this? Basically, like you find yourself in a zombie like riddled area, and you have to survive for as long as you can. Like you can actually die in the game, but you'll just respawn and like have lost everything that you had before. Do you want to add anything, Try? I mean,
Well, also one fun thing you can do about this game is you can sometimes play it in multiplayer, and we've done that before, where we've played in the same game world, and it's fun.
yeah, the game's actually a little bit. I would say for some people it might be considered boring to play by yourself because a lot of the times you're not actually doing much. Like you're actually just reinforcing your base, and that's about all you're really doing.
It's kind of fun
And
though, because you could make your own base and kind of build your own thing, and eventually you could build like advanced stuff like generators and have like electricity in your town or your base or whatever.
do you remember what I said I was gonna do? I don't actually remember.
Uh,
Oh God.
were we gonna go to like the town? Oh, you're getting attacked.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, this isn't a
Apparently.
good start.
Oh, I got infected from that too.
Yeah, now you have me to make fun of you like while you're playing in real time.
Oh well. Oh, I'm actually gonna die. I bled out because I didn't have any
Well,
bandages.
if you had an infection anyway, you probably weren't gonna have much luck after that anyway.
Yeah.
Well, was that your first death? I don't know.
Second.
Okay.
The only thing that sucks is when you die, you get screwed over hard because then you lose wellness, and you
Oh, Teen
absolutely
Shade's
want.
here. Hey, Teen Shade, what's going on?
All right, let's see. Do we want this bandage just in case we get attacked while we're out there?
Donde Izabuki. Luckily, she's not in this game. That probably wouldn't be very good.
Yeah, I think
Oh
she
yeah,
would,
the dog got him before. I forgot about that.
also she would be useless in this game.
That's mean, calling her useless. I'm sure she'd have a use.
All right, got all my stuff back.
Making lyrics to your despair. That's what Michael deserves after doing that.
Well, anyway. Actually, yeah. Now that we're actually hungry again, we can eat these to get our wellness back. There we go. Well, it's already almost nighttime, so that sucks. And I'm gonna have to set up everything that I had.
Yeah, that's the one thing about having like the slower time scale in this game is that sometimes it takes a while when it's night.
Yeah. Technically, no, there is no real game over. Um, like here, like the best way to explain it is every time you die in the game, you get weaker. And as you get weaker, you can't really fight as well. And eventually you'll get to the point where you just can't do anything in the game. And yeah, at that point, you may as well not play. That's what I would consider a game over.
Yeah, if you pay close attention, you'll notice in the bottom left it shows his health and his stamina, and whenever he dies, that goes down by like 10, I believe. So like if he keeps dying, it'll keep going down. He'll be like 84 or 74, and I think it like bottoms out at around 70 or something like that, right?
Yeah, let me see. My wellness right now, let's see, is 94. And I think the lowest it goes down to, I've heard, I think is 50, maybe even less. And when it does that, your health goes down to about the same. Because like it'll go down to whatever your wellness is. And then it's kind of stops there. and you won't be able to run. You'll barely be able to walk. I think you actually hit weaker too. So yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. What Teen Shade brought up about the Demon Souls or Dark Souls way of doing things. I remember I tried to get Michael to play Demon Souls for a while, but he never gave in to my pressure.
Well, I thought about it, but I just never got around to it.
I guess it's fair enough. Although they do have it for the PC now, so that's always something you could try out one day.
Oh yeah, I haven't heard anything about the PC version. Is it actually like stable? Because I thought I heard that some of those games tend to not be stable.
I don't know. They had like a remaster, I think, a few months ago. So I would assume it works. I don't know.
Okay.
Do you usually write fan fiction, Charvion? I'm assuming Danganronpa related, but I guess it could also be something else.
I remember there was this thing, and they were saying that because like kids use phones and stuff so early on nowadays, they didn't have the strength somehow to hold a pencil. And I was like,
Wow.
please tell me this isn't real.
I don't know if it'd be strength. Maybe they just don't know how to hold it, like, because they're not used to it.
Like, yeah, how to hold it properly.
But yeah, I have like read in some articles how kids need to get like tutored on how to write properly because it's not something they really do often.
Well, I remember I was talking to someone about this, about writing in cursive. And
Yeah, I
we
was
were
saying not just writing cursive, but just like holding a pen and knowing
well,
how to
yeah,
write with it.
but I mean that's another thing that people talk about all the time is like how funny it is that they still I think teach that. And I was like, well, why bother? I mean, like other than like your signature, you shouldn't really learn cursive is what I used to always believe because I'm like you don't ever really write in cursive, and if you do, people are like, what the hell does this say? Like I've had so many people try to write in cursive or something along those lines. And like I'll look at it and I'll be like, I can't read this. And they'll be like, oh, it says this. And I'm like, but, why is it written in cursive? And they're like, nah, I just felt like it. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
I don't know. I think it's good to know how to do it, but yeah, I can admit that it's probably not useful for a lot of people. I doubt.
Like, I can't even like think of a single situation where I would need it. That's why I'm like,
Well, it's supposed to be quicker to write that way, but again, it's probably not something most people really need to do.
no, the quickest way to write is Dr. Write. Did you know they actually have to learn how to write that way? Like, it's not something like they do like naturally. They actually have to be taught how to do that most of the time. Like some people actually do learn it real quick, but other ones have to actually be taught how to do it. And I found that very interesting. I was like, huh. I mean, yeah. Trying to figure out where that person came from, actually.
Yeah, how the guy get in your base? That's kind of concerning.
Because the walls are supposed to be high enough that they can't jump in.
Well, you need to build the wall higher.
Shit, I didn't mean to fall. Actually, it looks like I need some spikes here anyway.
Oh yeah, and eventually won't you have the spider guys that come along, so they'll be able to climb up anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think they can be downed by the spikes too, so I think that'll be alright.
Oh, that's funny. I always use a mechanical pencil too, like when I got to probably like middle school or high school. Just because it's usually easier than trying to sharpen the pencil.
I
Those would always
remember
break on me.
everybody in one of my classes had mechanical pencils, And the teacher's like, we're doing a Scantron test. You can't use a mechanical pencil. And everyone stared at the teacher like, huh? And she looks at everyone in the class and goes, you guys do have a regular pencil, right? And all of us shook our heads. And she just goes, all right. And
That
pulls
doesn't
out
make
a
sense.
yeah.
Mechanical pencils still work on a Scantron. It just depends on if it's number 2 or not.
Yeah, I think I think they just didn't understand it or something. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, she probably didn't know what she was talking about. She probably assumed it was different in some way.
Yeah.
Because I use mechanical pencils all the time and they work on Scantrons.
Yeah. I don't even use pencils anymore, really, actually. I actually use pens. Like, even at work, I have to use a pen.
Well, yeah, they say for anything you're doing professionally, it has to be on a pen. Because otherwise you could erase it and that will be, counterfeit.
Yeah, like, one thing specifically I know is that, like, we have to, like, write out a, like, what they call a production log. And if you write it in pencil, someone could just come up to you and just, like, come up to your paper and just erase everything you did. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I'm like, why would you put it in pencil? So that's why I always just put mine in pen. All right,
Especially if you're like, making a check out to the bank or something like that. Can you imagine if they accepted pencil? It'd be so easy to like rip you off.
Yeah. Can't reach that tree from here. It looks all clear right now.
I had pencils break on me so often, like those old pencils. Like the tips just like kind of like crumple off. And it's like, God damn it! Now I have to sharpen it.
Yeah. Or like, especially like they would only provide you like the manual sharpener, on the walls and stuff, and those things did not work. And so it's like,
Whenever I saw like a manual pencil sharpener in class that's hanging on the wall, they would usually be broken. Like the cover's falling off, and then like you have to hold it in place. It's a mess.
yeah.
Do you know what's really annoying now that I'm getting myself back into like thinking about school and stuff like that? In elementary school, for whatever reason, like there was a bathroom like between each classroom.
Yeah.
So it was weird. So like there'd be like a classroom here, and then like instead of being another classroom right away, there's like a bathroom, and there's a door on either side between them. So like you could go to the bathroom, and then like sometimes like there'd be a kid in there from the other classroom and you didn't know. It'd be like, oh, sorry, didn't know you'd be in here because they didn't lock the door. So it was just awkward. I don't know why they had it like that in my school. It was kind of stupid. That definitely happened to me like once or twice. I'm like, why didn't you lock the door? Damn it!
Yeah. I always think it's interesting when like people go to use the stall and they just leave the door open. Like they don't like actually sit on it, and like take a dump with the door open. But I mean, like, they actually just like go in there and just keep the door open.
Yeah, I've kind of done that a few times. Like if the bathroom's full and you have to go in a stall, if I'm just gonna pee, I'm not gonna like shut the door usually.
Yeah, I know, but it just like kind of like confused me one time because I saw someone do that and I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh wait, now that makes sense.
Now, one thing that was really stupid was I was on a plane not too long ago, like a month or two ago, to California, and I was on the plane. I got up to go to the bathroom, and they had 2 bathrooms in the back. And if you guys have been on a plane before, you probably know they have like a little occupied or unoccupied thing on the door to the bathroom that'll go on if you lock it or whatever. So I see the door. One of them is occupied, the other's unoccupied. I go open the door that's unoccupied, and there's a lady inside. She just didn't lock the damn door. And I'm like, oh, well, it's a fucking stupid lady. And I just, closed the door again, and then she locked it. I mean, she didn't, like, yell at me or anything, which I would have been pissed off if she yelled at me, because I would have been like, well, you should have locked the goddamn door, you idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I've never understood people who don't lock the door. I'm just like, if someone just came and opened that door, like you'd be just like, oh, well, okay, I guess, right? I mean, you can't really do anything else. I always love those stories, though. I've heard these stories online about like women like coming out of like the stall and a guy being in the women's bathroom. And then she's like, they'll be just like, what are you doing in here? And they'll look and they'll be like, hmm. I'm just like, what the hell? Like, I'd be like pissed off. I'd be like, no, get out of here. I also love
What,
this other one that I
you never been
read.
in the woman's bathroom before, Mike?
Oh, I've actually been in a woman's bathroom before, but it was like they said that like apparently like there was just like all these people gathered around it one time, and like apparently like, there was like an animal loose in there or something, and like all these people wanted to go in there and see it.
That's crazy.
I think it was like back in like elementary school or something. But like I teased some of my friends about it. I was like, I was very unimpressed with it because it looked exactly the same, just without urinals.
Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I can kind of understand that, Charvion. I don't really like using public bathrooms either. I will avoid trying to, you know, shit in them. I'll just usually pee in them at most.
That's hilarious.
It's not a good experience.
Yeah, I agree. I love how the places that you keep water is mason jars.
I mean, I guess it's a good place to keep them if you don't have
For the longest time, my brother would
bottles,
only
which
use
they are
mason
in this game.
jars.
Maybe in this like version of the game they banned plastic bottles as being like anti-environment or something.
Well, you remember like the whole BPA scare?
Yeah.
I remember that was why my brother wanted to only use like glass containers, so he'd like have a bunch of mason jars and stuff in his house.
I guess it makes sense in a way. It's probably better, especially say if it's like really hot out, then it can be a bigger problem. Only drunks poop in urinals. Well, I guess that makes sense. Or people either just obnoxious, I suppose.
I knew a kid back, oh God, when was this? It was during like a summer camp or something like that. And me and my friend walk into the bathroom, and this guy's sitting on the urinal taking a dump. And we're like, what are you doing? And he's like, this looks so weird that I decided it has to be for taking a dump. And we're like, it has no walls.
Was he like a foreigner or something?
No.
Okay.
That's the even weirder part.
Well, he's probably just drunk then.
Well, he was a kid.
Well, I mean, that doesn't stop kids from being drunk.
I'm just saying, like, I was just like, this kid, what is he doing? Why is he doing this? I don't understand. But, yeah, he thought there was absolutely nothing wrong with taking a dump in a urinal.
Oh, that reminds me. I had, one of Emily's cousins' kids. They had a daughter, and well, actually, I don't think it was their daughter. It was like their stepdaughter or something. So I don't know the kid's name, but for whatever reason, she was trying to eat. What was she trying to eat? It was some kind of pasta. She was eating it with a napkin, and we're like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I thought this was how you eat it." Like, no. Why would you use a napkin to eat food? What the hell?
That's like that video where it's like weird bathrooms that actually exist, and it's like this one that's just like attached to the floor, and you're supposed to like squat, like this, squat toilets. And like they said that one thing that a lot of people that have those squat toilets, they actually come to our like country and try to squat on our toilets. And I'm just like, I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's actually supposed to be healthier
Yeah.
if you're in a squatting position.
Actually, you know the squatty potty when that came out? This one guy did a review of it, right? Because he said, I think I have a pretty healthy you know, bowel movement and all that. So, but I'm going to give this a try and do a review and all that. And so he went and saw a doctor first, like most people do. He goes to the doctor and says, "Hey, I want to ask your opinion on this. I'm going to do an experiment with the squatty potty and all that. And I want to see if it makes me healthier." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, because I already have pretty healthy bowel movements in my opinion." And he's like, "Yeah, you seem pretty healthy and regular and all that." And he's like, "So what do you think? Do you think I'll be more regular if I use this?" And the guy goes, "No." And he tries it out. And he says, after a little while, the first thing that he said that he noticed is that his legs were super sore the first time he used it. And he was felt really uncomfortable because he was a taller guy, and all that. And so he was it was very uncomfortable. It made my back hurt a little bit, all this stuff. Oh, I'm sorry, Exploding Mongoose. Take care. I hope he's still there.
So number 1 or number 2? That's my question.
But yeah, anyway, but he was trying to use it for number 2, of course, right? And he said that the first time he tried to do it, he couldn't actually get a bowel movement out while trying to use it. And he said he had to keep adjusting, and then finally it worked, right? And so he said he tried it for I think it was a couple of weeks. And he said that each time he used it, it was very difficult at first, and then finally worked. And then he said he went without it, and it went back to normal, how he usually did. And so he was like, "I don't know if it's just because of how tall I am or what, but it just did not work for me." And it made me curious. So I tried using a step stool to try to replicate it without actually buying one. It made my legs so sore because of how tall I am that I was just like, no, screw this. That's totally not worth it. I was just like, okay. I can see why people would want to use it, I guess, because it is kind of interesting to say the least. But other than that, I was like, no, this just seems like more work than it's worth.
I guess so. Well, this chat's really gone in an interesting direction, I have to say.
That's usually how it does at night, though. So it's almost daytime. We can actually head out and actually do something in the game. Wait, I need to leave my pistol behind unless I find ammo for it. And even then, I probably don't want to actually use it.
Yeah. So where are you going to explore on the map?
I think I said I was going to go try to re-explore the towns and see if I can't find more weapons, since I think my scavenging skill went up. I have 26 points again. Sheesh.
Maddie. Make a shorter toilet and get the best of both worlds.
They have talked about that. So, I guess it makes sense.
Quite the shitty discussion, yes. Good point. Good point.
Yeah, opening untouched. Okay, so yeah, no need to buy that. I like how whenever you sit still, sometimes your guy will jiggle.
How many males use the restroom sitting? Well, just if they have to take a shit, I guess.
Well,
So
there's actually some men that claim that sitting while peeing is better for you too, which I don't know what that means, but apparently they do that. There's men that will actually sit down for every like action in the bathroom. It's just like, okay, if that's what you want to do.
Oh, that's more effort. You have to like pull down your pants then.
Yeah. But they don't think about that. No.
That sounds like too much effort to me just for peeing. So I guess.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're an interesting part of the map because there's like water surrounding you on every side.
Looks like if I go like this way, like down here, I guess I'd be to like the south. If I go just straight south and then to the left, like I'll get somewhere. So I'd be like this way.
Well, if you go
Yeah.
all the way down south, it looks like there's like a major road. It goes like off that island and somewhere else. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense then, but that's kind of weird if your legs start hurting you. You shouldn't be standing that long to pee.
I mean, yeah.
Should be like 15, 20 seconds at most. I don't know.
Maybe you should do some squats to strengthen your legs.
Yeah. You have to do some training.
You know what's
Like
funny?
Kaita.
They will always come up with saying like, oh, you should do this exercise because it's so good for your legs. And then they'll turn around and say, don't do that exercise. It's horrible for you. And it's like,
Really?
wait, what? Like they were saying like doing ab crunches was like really good for you. And now they're saying that's really not.
Yeah,
Or
it's
like-
like those certain diets too. They're like, oh, you should do this diet, and then like a year later, like, oh no, that diet's really bad for you. You should never do that.
Or like, you know how like they used to have us do sit-ups in gym class? Now they're saying you shouldn't do sit-ups at all because it's really bad for your abs. And I'm like that doesn't make any sense.
So, Mike, how do you feel about changing your name to Mike Squatty Gamer?
Oh Lord, I don't know about that.
How much would it take to make this happen? Get a donation started.
Donations to where? I still
Your,
don't have a.
Streamlabs page that doesn't work.
I guess I'm gonna have to eventually just bite the bullet and have that up. I mean, even like Crystal says that she has hers with her real name and she doesn't even think about it.
Oh, yeah, and there was that time you accidentally showed your name in the that one game. Although,
Yeah.
I guess you were able to edit that out, right?
Well, actually, that stream was just taken down. Actually, so
Oh, so you never posted it? Oh,
no,
that's
I
kinda
never
shame.
did.
That was so funny though, because like we were just like all watching it, and then like all of a sudden it popped up, and like you like gasped and sighed to yourself. I think when that happened.
Yeah. Actually, I think I actually was like, "Ah, fuck."
But I think you just went quiet at first, and then you like maybe said that.
Yeah.
Like there's a time of silence for a while.
I mean,
Jumping
you only
jacks
have
affect
your first
posture.
name, right?
Stop doing jumping jacks. How they affect your posture? What did you say?
Or did you like? You've only released your first name. Like you haven't released your full name.
No,
Yeah.
I don't see any reason to like go ahead and do that.
Yeah. And for your donation, it actually, I think it does say. Actually, I don't even remember what it does. Like what it said when I gave you a donation.
I should just say try in morning.
Yeah.
That's how I set it up as.
Now, how'd you do that? Did you like set it up as like a business,
Just a PayPal business account, yeah.
and you just had your business as your name?
Yep.
Because I remember I was
name.
thinking about doing that, but then I was afraid that I was gonna get like, what is it called? Like they were gonna investigate it somehow.
No, I don't think so.
Like I was so worried about that.
No, Try Morning is an official brand now. No one can use it except me.
I don't know if I actually be able to hit him since he's in the water now.
Can you like skin him in the water even if you kill him?
Yeah, you just have to swim to the bottom and actually do it. So there's a chance you can drown while doing it. Oh, well, at least that gave me some archery. Wow, that's a great find.
Right, about the despair you feel about not being able to think of lyrics.
Yeah.
That's good advice, Maddie.
Look at that zombie standing on a car.
Oh. Yeah, it's loading in for me. It's kind of like for whatever reason, whenever you play 7 Days to Die, the bit rate's a little bit I guess pixelated or whatever.
Okay, so now I need to go this way. I think. And a little bit to the left. I'd have to sit so close to my desk that I like knee something and I'm like, oh no, what did I kick?
Oh yeah, actually, didn't you find the motorbike manual last time?
I think I did.
So eventually you can actually make that and get around quick.
Shit. Can't get out of the menu. Sheesh. That's close.
Another zombie sneaking up on you?
Yeah. I think it literally
wow,
spawned
there's like
into...
a military camp or something that you were right by.
That's not good, because that means there could be mines around.
Yeah, did you see it? There's a tent and everything.
Yep, I need to find some duct tape. Or a splint, whichever comes first. Actually,
Yeah,
just
unfortunately, Maddie, the bike is a multi-step thing to do because you find the book, but then you have to get all the parts together and you have to actually make some of them.
You know what's funny, though, is they're talking about removing the bike.
That's kind of dumb.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah, it'd be kind of funny if they had like just a regular bike, like a bicycle, like you just like ride around.
kind of like
a
they
little bit
had
quicker
in,
than-
what was that game, DayZ?
I guess I never played that. You don't want to pull a Proton John and accidentally break your desk by breaking it.
That's funny.
I never really watched that guy, but I have heard of his name before.
Yeah, I never really watched him either. I mean, I think I might have watched one of his videos, but that was it.
But he's one of those names you've always heard of because he's supposed to be very old school, I suppose. Been around for a while.
Well, it's like Ego Raptors, which is the guy from Game Grumps, Aaron Hansen. His co-host was like, I think it was John Tron? I don't remember what his name was. But like, he went and made his own channel. And then he didn't even really do like gaming videos. He did like these kind of like parody type gaming videos, I guess.
Yeah, I like how he acted like John Tron was some obscure name that no one would know.
Oh no, I knew people would know it. I'm just saying, like, I just forgot his name, like, if that was it or not. But I just remember, like, that was just like so funny that like everybody, when like he left the show, was like kind of pissed about it at first and was like angry that Danny Sexbang, that guy, that's his name that he goes by, took over. And at first he was like afraid, like Dan said that he was like kind of afraid to like make himself too known at first because he was afraid he was going to get like torn alive by the fans.
Maybe he should have named himself Danny Sexbang.
Yeah.
He was worried about that.
Well, he wasn't worried about that entirely. He was actually just worried about the fans not saying that he's not John. And so he was like, oh, you know, everyone's going to be pissed because I'm not the guy that was here before and all that. And I was like, I could care less. I didn't really care for John, really.
That's funny because I actually liked him better than like the Game Grumps themselves. I never really liked their channel that much. I thought they're kind of cringy.
Yeah, they've gotten worse, and that's the like craziest thing is they've gotten worse. Like, I don't know how they managed to do that, but they actually got worse.
Yeah, I mean, I'm more a fan of the kind of stuff that, because I think JonTron, what he moved on to doing was like kind of like skits and stuff. It was almost like it seemed to take a lot of inspiration from like the angry video game nerd, and that's what I kind of preferred. Was that style?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, one thing is, like, ever since they lost a lot of their editors, like, they've had to like make so many changes, and it just seems like it's not the same channel as it used to be, and that's what I'm upset about. So yeah, there's that. Like, Barry was there for the longest time, and then he left to do, like, I think he got like a job with like some movie studio or something like that. And then they had that guy Kevin who came in for a little bit, and everybody loved him. And then he left. And so eventually it was just like, well, like, who do we want? And so they got this like Matt and Ryan, who's like their editors now, and it's just like, oof, I don't know about this. Like, Matt and Ryan, they seem to be like more serious than them, and so like they'll ask them to do stuff, and they'll just be like, no, we're not doing that. And it's like, oh. Like, one thing that I think Matt and Ryan does, though, is like he'll ask them to play, like, put some like shitty music over the copyright music, and they'll always choose one of his songs, like Danny's songs.
Ah, I see.
And so he was like, that's not shitty music, that's my music.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really watched too much of that, so I don't know those people.
Oh, that PUBG aiming system.
There's only a few channels I'll watch on YouTube every now and then, and I still like to check out freaking Dark Side Phil, because Jesus, he gets in such train wrecks all the time.
He still gets in train wrecks, doesn't he?
Yeah. Recently, I think he's not even on YouTube anymore because, like, he couldn't monetize his channel for some reason. So he's like only on Twitch or something like that.
Doesn't
But
surprise me.
Just funny to watch because, like, whenever he plays games, he's just so awful at certain ones of them, and it's just funny to watch.
Makes sense.
Like, some people get pissed off about it. I just kind of laugh because it's so bad. Like Grand Theft Auto or Metal Gear or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it looks like I found another like little village area, but of course it's all the way over there.
Proton John, JonTron, and some call me John. 3 Johns that I know of.
I still
never heard of that last one.
I still think another YouTuber that I think is kind of funny, but just like now at the same time a little overdone is Jacksepticeye. I'm just like,
I never really understood like how the guy got, like, I guess PewDiePie gave him a shout out and that's how he got big, but it just seemed kind of funny to me.
yeah. I remember I didn't even know who he was until he showed up on a Markiplier video. And so I was like, okay, I'll check him out. And I watched some of his stuff, and I was still like, it's the same thing as Markiplier, or like what I assume PewDiePie would be like. So, nah.
It's just funny to me that you would like that stuff since you like always hated PewDiePie with a passion.
Well, it's not that I hate him with a passion. I was just like, I watched maybe one of his videos, and I just didn't care for it. Like, as a person, like, I have nothing against him. It's just his videos. I don't really care for him.
No, I mean actually, I didn't really watch any of his videos later. I mean earlier. I only started watching him later on when he like kind of moved away from Let's Plays. I actually like his commentary stuff a lot more than any of his gameplay videos.
Yeah. Lately, the person I've been watching the most is Nintendo Capri Sun. Like, I would say that him, Masaya
You know,
Nella,
I was gonna
and
say that Nintendo Capri Sun is the guy I always associate you with because I think for as long as I've known you, you've been like a big fan of his. So.
yeah, like him and one other person were the ones that got me confidence to actually make a Let's Play. Because I was like, if I can be half as goofy as these people, I could probably do it.
Plus, Nintendo Capri Sun never yelled at you when you commented on his videos. That's a positive too.
I still see that guy's videos, and I still find myself like, because like I just don't want to watch his stuff. It's so
You
funny.
mean, what's his name? Jack? Not Jack. What was
No,
the other guy's name?
Josh Jepson.
Okay, yeah. I always thought that was funny that he got so annoyed at your comments. Like, your channel's like 100 times smaller than him, and he like got pissed off at you for no reason. It's just funny.
Yeah, like, I'll tell the story to those in the chat 'cause I don't know if they've actually heard it, but basically he was reviewing a bunch of games, and he reviewed the new Star Fox coming out at that time, and one of the Xenoblades, and I think one other game, and like he was saying how he played the Star Fox Zero, I think is what it was called, right, or whatever it was, and he said he didn't like it, and I said from what I saw of the video that it looks kind of nice, and I couldn't give a crap. Like I didn't really say it like this, but I basically said like I didn't care about Xenoblade because I didn't care about the first one, so I was like, you know what? I would much rather see what the Star Fox has to show. And as he came on, he said, see, this right here is something that is just ridiculous. It's like, it's people who are blinded by nostalgia that won't accept new games. And like, he went on to basically say that like, I'm just like the rest of the fans out there who would rather see another like, repeat game than instead of like try to play something new. And I almost wanted to respond back. Listen here, I have given new games a chance a lot. I'm not saying I didn't flat out say I don't want to play, Xenoblade. I just said I had no interest in it. Like I could see why people liked it, and it had its own little fan base and all that, but I wasn't part of it. And like he even had like other people like kind of attack me before I removed my comment as well. And so I went ahead and removed my comment, and from that point on it was like I didn't exist again. And I'm just like, why did he go out of his way to even respond to my comment in the first place if he was going to act like such a bigot about it,
I will say this: I pretty much feel that Michael's absolutely wrong about the Star Fox game being any good.
Oh, I never said it was any good.
But yeah, that is like a hell of an ego to get like that pissed off about one person leaving a comment about the game.
Like he's been like that in other videos that he's had. Like he'll be like, "Oh, I can't believe people like this about a game," or something like that. And I looked at the game and I'm like, the game doesn't seem like total trash. I don't know.
I think it's that kind of stuff that's what got like Dark Side Phil into a lot of trouble when he was like dissing certain games, and then like the fans came after him because like he said that Kingdom Hearts was garbage and no one should like this game, and then that pissed people off. He said the same about Metal Gear at one point, and that pissed people off. So yeah, it's not really a good strategy to employ from what I've seen.
Well, yeah.
especially if you're aware of like everything that happened at Darksideville afterwards. Yeah, I didn't like the Star Fox game because it was pretty much just a recreation of Star Fox for like the third time,
Yeah.
which I didn't think was needed.
I'm so glad I didn't buy it afterwards because like once I saw that I was just like so disappointed because I was just like, really? I seriously thought they had something here, but no. So yeah, I will agree. The game ended up being absolute garbage for the most part, but yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do?
Oh, we got a schematic. What was that?
New armor.
Yeah, pretty much, Maddie. I don't know if you're familiar with like the first Star Fox game, but they had Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, and then the one they made for the N64 is pretty much the same game, just with updated graphics. And then the newest one ended up being the same thing as that. It was like the same storyline, the same kind of planets you go to for the most part. There were like a few new things, but it was mostly just like a remake. I don't know why they never really made it like a true sequel, but they just never did. I guess the closest thing to a true sequel would be like Star Fox Adventures, but then that's a different type of game entirely.
Yeah. Another pistol in the toilet.
Well, at least you got another gun. Yeah, it's a remake with the use of the Wii U gamepad, which, funny enough, that was like already a dying feature. No one wanted to use the gamepad in the first place.
And didn't the controls like ended up like being so terrible that people had a hard time playing it anyway?
Yeah, I think a lot of people wanted them to be able to play the game with a regular controller, but I guess they required the Wii U pad. I don't think people like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
I guess it's probably like the best thing that happened to Zelda Breath of the Wild was that they ended up delaying it to a new game, a new system, and that means they didn't need to use the controller, the Wii U pad.
Yeah. A door I can break down.
Hey, Mike, you have a new person in the chat. Say hi to.
Hey, Purple, how's it going? Purple Pancakes, I love that. It's a pretty cool name, actually. Well, welcome to the stream.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and thank you for the subscribe, too. That's awesome. Appreciate that. I'm glad that's working today, too. I didn't expect it to when the first guy subscribed. A duffel bag, that's new. I don't remember duffel bags being in the game. Might start scrapping these flashlights so I could use the scrap iron.
Oh, I don't know if you've been paying attention to like what people report on YouTube and like articles, but some people are saying that their Nintendo Switch, like sometimes the vents of the system break. Like that's been a problem happening
Oof.
lately.
I
Like, a
haven't
piece of
noticed anything
plastic
about
can
that,
break off pretty easily, apparently.
but yeah, that's concerning.
I think maybe what they're saying was that like the system could get too hot, and then I guess it causes the plastic to get weak and it could snap off.
Hmm. Oh, my guy's getting hot. That's funny because my room's getting kind of warm too. How ironic is that?
The worst Wii U game is everyone should know Mighty Number 9. I mean, I guess it's just like one of the worst games in general because that was on other systems too, right?
Yeah.
Mighty Number 9.
They
Pretty
said it
much
was the
everyone was
biggest
disappointed by
disappointment. If you want to give it like an ultimate Danganronpa title, you could call it the ultimate disappointment.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
They said that it just ended up being too much like the Mega Man clone that like people expected it to be, that it just was super disappointing. And like the controls were like very rarely good. So, yeah.
Yeah, I never really have a lot of confidence when it comes to those types of Kickstarter crowdfunded products. I don't know. They just have a habit of not turning out that well.
Yeah.
If they're even made at all with a lot of them, because a lot of times they get canceled and they have to like give back the money if they still have it, and sometimes they don't even have the money still.
Yeah, I remember there was a YouTube video that said Kickstarters that took off with your money, and I didn't see what was on the list because I didn't watch it, but I was like, well, yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, the only time I ever used Kickstarter was one time, and it was for a game that Chief was making.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that's the only time I made it, or I, whatever they call it, pledged to one.
Let's see, I pledged to the game Poi that actually ended up coming out.
Oh yeah, I remember you did a show off of that, but did you ever play the actual game itself that was released?
I haven't played it since since they've actually technically fully released it.
That'd be kind of interesting to see, because I remember you like were really excited for it at the time.
Like they
I was
say
curious to see if
now,
it lived up to the hype.
they're saying that now it's supposed to have a lot of enemies and stuff in it. But I think I played a little bit of it, and I didn't really see any yet, so...
All right,
don't know.
Maddie, have a good night. Take care.
Over 4 hours long.
Wow, is it really that long? It's crazy. Do they really expect anyone to watch that? It's a longer cutscene than the end of Metal Gear.
And it's
Nothing but credits.
unskippable, too, I bet, right?
Well, anything skippable, just turn off the damn system.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's gonna leave their thing on for 4 hours? Seriously. Game Explain uploaded the entire credits. Wow, I can't wait to not watch that. And not waste 4 hours of my life. Can you imagine like some guy who like supported that on Kickstarter or whatever, and then they're just like sitting at the credits for 4 hours trying to see their name?
Yeah.
And then like they realized at the end they blinked like when it showed up and they missed it and they watched it all again.
That's like that episode on Simpsons when like Bart had like paid to have his name show up for the birthday, and like it goes by so fast you like barely see it. Like you have to like pause the thing like frame by frame to be able to actually see it. It's like, what the hell? Nice, I leveled up again for shooting a zombie in the crotch. Uh-oh, where'd Fatty go?
It's so funny because I'm watching this without any music, so I don't hear any of the sounds of the enemies.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes they don't even make sound until until they're already upon you. That was
Yeah,
something
Mike-
they were supposed to fix and they never did.
Mike can see the chat. It's just occasionally he's busy and out reading it. But Mike, just so you know, Purple Pancakes wants you to know that you're a great YouTuber and he liked and subbed.
Well, thank you very much. I saw your sub and I thanked you for that, but I didn't know you liked it, so good to know.
Yeah, thanks for being polite, Purple Pancakes Gamer, or Purple Pancakes Plays.
Yeah,
Sometimes not everyone is.
it's always nice to have people be polite.
Oh, it's getting stormy.
Yeah, I was like, ooh, I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a big issue for you right now because it's still kind of early in the game. But sometimes that means like they're having the screamer zombies come by, right? When it gets cloudy like this.
Maybe?
The Simpsons predict all the things happening in the world. Smartphones, Pokemon Go. Do they predict that? I didn't know about that.
I think they did predict Pokemon Go. I think I do remember hearing about that.
Yeah, that's an oddly specific thing. Mike, why don't you list some of the games you like to play every now and then?
Ah, sheesh. I was playing City Skylines before this. Um, let's see. Lately, I've been playing a lot of Escape from Tarkov, but I can't really stream that because my internet's too crappy for that.
Yeah, you need to upgrade your internet first for
Yeah.
some of the advanced games.
Let's see. I played 20XX on here, which is that Mega Man clone that actually was pretty good in many people's opinion.
Michael will one day finally finish playing Metal Gear Solid 4, I'm sure, at some point.
Yeah, I've played the Metal Gear Solid games. My most popular series that I did was the Legend of Legaia games, the first and the second one. Oh yeah, and Hitman. I actually need to purchase that so I can return back to that eventually.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty fun to watch.
I have to say, I actually do enjoy that one a little bit more than Blood Money. Blood Money because of the nostalgia of it. But that one, the newer Hitman, I actually really enjoy just because I like the fact that you can actually tell which guys can actually see through your disguise and all that, which is really nice. Is this a salesperson? Guess it'll tell if I try to steal the stuff here. Well, no, I'm full of items too. I forgot about that. So many potatoes. Now if only I could find a grill.
Yeah, you still haven't been lucky enough to find one of those yet, huh?
Yep. So you think this is that thing that has the really powerful zombie in it?
Well, you could try to break in and see. I don't know.
You remember what I'm talking about, right?
It kind of looks like a military base, which I think is where we found that other one. Oh, yeah, be careful not to touch that.
Oh, I won't. Yeah, I think that is it. There's a zombie in there that looks like some kind of freaking alien thing, and it just runs no matter what time of day it is.
So she's scared to go in there now?
Yeah. I'm gonna get trapped up here, but... Ooh. There you go. Cool. I need to get back to my base. Oh god. Oof. Yep, that hurt. Do I play Bloodborne? I actually own the game and I've thought about playing it, but haven't gotten around to that either.
I was gonna see. I can't really see the time of the day. Is it 16 something right now?
Yeah, it's 16:21.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what time the sun goes down in your version of the game.
I mean, I've thought about playing Bloodborne in place of Dark Souls, but I just never got around to it. That's on the PS4, isn't it? Or is it on the PS3? I think that one's on
it was
the
PS4. They probably, if it was on the PS3, they probably remastered it because I feel like they remastered all those PS3 games on the PS4.
Look at this.
Oh, are those the wolves? The like
Yeah.
dire wolves? Well, it's a good thing you're in the water and they can't follow you. It seems.
But yeah, why were they heading towards me at all?
They must have been able to sense you.
Well, I have meat on me, but I don't know if they... I thought they took that out of the game.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess you're lucky that wolves can't swim in this game.
Yeah, so PS4, okay. So yeah, I could probably play that pretty easily.
The question is what the death counter will go up to.
For Bloodborne or this game?
Oh, Bloodborne, I mean, if you're to play that. That's the one.
Well, since I'm out of practice for it, it'll probably be really high.
Yeah, you're stuck in place. It's so funny. But I wonder if you go on the land if they'll start following you.
That's what we're about to find out.
I remember when we were playing this game and we were on the same server, we had a big problem with these wolves. Like, they would show up all the damn time.
Yeah, I think they're just literally trying to get across the lake for some reason.
Hey, welcome back, Charvion.
Let's see. Yeah, we got about an hour on this. That's about the time that I was thinking about playing this for. So I think once we get back to the base, we'll kind of talk a little bit more, and then I'll probably call it a stream. I know we didn't really accomplish a whole lot except for finding another gun. I will say this about this game. It's a really good game.
I kind of wish we did more of the like competitive server we were doing, whatever you want to call it.
I love how this is my house, and I went this whole convoluted asshole way, and it would have been just easier just to swim across the small lake there. Oh, well. Thank God he could still jump full height when he has a sprained leg. Oh, I left the door open. Thank God zombies don't spawn in when you do that. All right. More people to watch my channel. That's awesome. All right, I just realized I stopped talking.
Yeah, I was distracted too for a little bit. So let's see.
I was taking care of all the
You're
stuff in
mostly
the
just turning
game.
in for the night, huh?
Yeah, I was just getting my guy some food so he wouldn't die on me. There we go. Cook that last thing. I think that's so funny that it says that.
Oh yeah, Orphan Sign of Cersei is a really interesting game. I'm sure Mike has a lot to say about that one.
About what one? Orphan?
Orphan. Yep.
Yeah, I think you would enjoy it. It's a very interesting game from the PlayStation 2 era. I would honestly say that I really enjoyed that game.
I tried to get Michael to do a speedrun of it, but he wouldn't do it with me.
And don't worry about people not liking the video. It happens. It's not something I'm too worried about. I like how I said I was happy that I found a pistol with ammo and only has 2 rounds. With like the 15 that's in the pistol itself. Oh well. Alright. So yeah, this is 7 Days to Die. It's a pretty good game. I didn't talk about it much because I was so busy like trying to make sure I found everything I wanted to find. For the most part, you have 7 days to build a fortification, find weapons, and try to survive an onslaught of zombies. And that's what you do every 7 days until it becomes so hard that you just can't survive.
Oh yeah,
some
one of the
people,
things that happened was that Michael was trying to like get some gameplay in, and so he had to cut out some of the cutscenes in his first video. Team Shade.
Yeah, Teen Shade. I'll talk about that real quick also. In my Orphan Let's Play, I also had one episode get completely lost because of a thunderstorm that knocked out my power in the middle of the recording. And I ended up having to, like, basically start over, right? Or something like that. I
Yeah, I
remember.
think you had to do like redo Mars quests afterwards or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah. Thanks everyone for coming by, and I'm glad we decided to jump into this for a little bit, even though we didn't accomplish a whole lot. Both games are really fun. This game and City Skylines, I recommend them both. This game has come a long way from when it was first released as well, so it has the highest potential for growth if they ever get around to making more of it. But I would like to get to like another game I was wanting to play is Mass Effect. It's one I've been asked to play, but I just keep putting it off for one reason or another. So if you guys look forward to that too, you know, there's that. Oh, I have a power surge protector. I just need a generator, I guess. Yeah, there's also Sonic 06. We'll we'll add that to the list as well. But I have a huge list of stuff that I need to get around to, so it might be a while till I get to it. But yeah, I think that's a good stopping point right there. So I hope you guys all take care, and I will see you guys in the next stream I do. Take care, everyone. Good night.
All right, later.